Call meeting to order. Let the record show all board members are present. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved. Second.
Motion moved and second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. First thing on the agenda is communication reports. Dr. Hutchins. Ms. Smith. Ms. Hambrick. Mr. Snuffer. Well, we're glad to have you back as well. I don't have anything. Dr. Starcher.
I just have a few things. One, we participated in Coal Town Christmas this past weekend. Great event. We had a great turnout on Saturday. Friday, limited number, but Saturday was a great turnout. So I just want to thank the families for coming out and visiting our booth. At our last meeting, I gave you enrollments for elementary schools, historical enrollment. And this is the secondary. So as you can see, middle through high, most of our schools have lost enrollment. Independence High School has actually gained 14 students from FY19 to the present. Other than that, the other secondary schools have all lost enrollment. Woodrow would be the least, I guess, lost, and that's a difference of 9 students. Up to Shady Middle, losing 101. So that's just an overview of, that's the information, enrollments, 19 to 25.
If you look at, I don't see it on here, is there a total, is there a total high school enrollment?
No, I just provided it by school.
By high school, but you don't have a total for the high school. See what I'm saying?
I can do that for you. I
can
kept it.
I'm just curious if the thing of independence is actually new students or that's transfer students within the county.
Well, they could be certainly transfers within the county. And then we've had students from Wyoming County as well enroll at Independence High School. So I think both transfers within the county as well as transfers or enrollment, from out of county has helped the enrollment at Independence High School.
Right. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And then the only other thing I'll say tonight is we did have a construction meeting today, 2 actually, one on the water line at Woodrow and then the other on the project here at Park. So I just want to make sure the board is informed that we are moving forward with adding a concession stand here for that gym. The change order has not come through. The official drawings have not come through, but we will be adding a concession stand. At present, the plan is not to disturb any existing space, but to actually add on a little bit at the main entrance of the new gymnasium to create the concession stand. That's all I have. Other than I do have a safety and security report that I would like to provide to the board.
I move we go in executive session to review the security report. Second. If anybody was deserving, he's deserving.
I got mine turned off. Let your record show we're back out of the executive session. Okay, other reports. Park Middle School, Holly Kincaid.
As Ms. Kincaid comes forward, I just wanted to say I asked her to present or to show us this video. I believe it's about a 10-minute video, but this is a video Ms. Kincaid put together for the centennial celebration, and it was just absolutely amazing. So I want to thank her for being here to do that.
Hello. Hello, thank you for being here. The video is going to go from 1925 through our current year. So it spans Woodrow Wilson High School when it started here, all the way through Park Junior High and Park Middle School. You will see pictures from every yearbook that exists. When there was not a yearbook, there were actually 2 years that there was not a yearbook. I was able to grab pictures from these. So I think it's
addition to the war years, you're
start to see a change in the amount of boys who are present in some of the yearbooks. So as it goes through, you'll start to see the effects of World War II on our student population, which I thought was really poignant and special to acknowledge the students who served our country. See the all-girls yearbook. This is actually my mother's graduating year. And the students that were lost.
in World War II. It was also really interesting to see there were no female cheerleaders until the mid-50s. You can see that the library is the room that we're in now. What was the library? And they were state champions in '54. And there's the old hospital. Yeah, I was born there. And this is the first color picture that was ever in a yearbook. That was my sister. And transition from Woodrow Wilson High School, and we're going to go into Park Junior High. So this is our last years as the high school. In the first few years, Park Junior High was started, did not have a yearbook. So I was able to find newspaper articles about the band going to a festival. Mr. Evans, the principal. Yeah, it is. There's Miss Henry, Miss Mills, and Miss Amato. I think one of the most poignant things was when, during our centennial celebration, and people were able to watch the slideshow, and the link will be available through the YouTube link, so if people want to watch it again. But when people start to see those faces that they remember when they went to school here or in the community, I think it's really special. And that's my mom when she taught here. And she passed away 2 weeks ago, so allow me to honor her for a moment. And this is the first year of Park Middle School in 2003. here we are. We have our brand new sign that was just installed this year. So thank you. The link will actually be
Thank you, Ms. Kincaid. Okay. Okay, next on our agenda is recognition. Math field day. Ms. Chesley. Hey, Eric. Eric.
Thank you. Okay, good afternoon, Dr. Starcher, President Ford, and board members. I'm Leanne Chesley. I'm the math county specialist, math specialist, and I'm here today to present the Math Field Day Awards for 6th, 7th, 8th grade first. Okay, so for 6th grade, so we're going to start with honorable mention, and then third, second, third. Okay.
There's a whole row of seats up here in the front if anybody wants them. Right there, a whole row.
Okay, for 6th grade, honorable mention goes to Ian Clements. Third place is Jade Govey. Second place, Bailey August. In first place, Raylan Halverson. Okay, now for 7th grade. Honorable mention goes to Zane Patel. Third place, Reagan Moore. Second place, J.C. Kales. And first place, Asher Worley.
He took a bye tonight. Trap Hill has their middle school program going on, and he's playing the piano guitar, and he figured that was more important to catch girls than it was to be a math field day. So,
For 8th grade, honorable mention, Emma Pedri. Third place, Carter Croston. Second place, Emma Meadows. First place, Sadie Morris. Okay, moving on to 9th grade. Honorable mention, Owen James. Third place, Elijah Pilkington. Second place, Madeline August. First place, Brinley Stone. Okay, the next category is the high school division. It's 10th through 12th grade, and it's set up a little bit differently. It's recognized the first through 10th place on these. So, 10th place, Jocelyn Lilly. Ninth place, Jacob James. All right. Eighth place, Abby Dillon. Seventh place, Ram Asambi. Sixth place, Lonnie Mish. Fourth place, Jax Basinger. Third place, Maya Panta. Second place, Chase Hibbs. First place, Zymon Wren. Okay, thank you. It's a big accomplishment to make it this far, and the tests were difficult. There were a lot of competition, so we're proud of all of them. Please join me in giving one last round of applause. If the Math Field Day recipients would go out into the hallway, we're going to take one group picture out there. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving right along. West Virginia Marching Band Invitational High School winners, Ms. Hodges.
Good evening, President Ford, Superintendent Dr. Starcher, fellow board members. I have the privilege to present two groups to you this evening. The first is our West Virginia Marching Band Festival. On Saturday, October the 26th, 36 high school bands from around the state showcased their talents in the 13th annual West Virginia State Marching Band Invitational Championship, and that was held in Charleston at Laidley Field. The bands were judged on general effect, marching, maneuvering, music effect, percussion, drum major, color guard, margerettes, and feature twirlers. This evening, I have the honor of recognizing the accomplishments of several of the Woodrow Wilson High School band members at this championship. For first place in Class B, drum majors, Kaylee Basham. Thank you so much. Let me get out of the way. Also first place Class B drum majors, Jada Hopkins. Feature twirler, Miss Majorette Best Overall Twirler, Caitlin Wooten. Best Baritone Soloist in Class B, Caleb Duff. I would also like to recognize the band director of Woodrow Wilson High School, Mr. Rickman, for his leadership and role in these achievements as well. Bring the whole group so we can get a picture. Congratulations.
Okay, moving right along. Ms. Hodges, you still here? Woodrow Wilson High School Presidential Scholar.
Good evening again. The U.S. Presidential Scholars Program recognizes and honors seniors who demonstrate outstanding ability and accomplishments. Raleigh County Schools was able to nominate 2 students this school year for this remarkable honor. This evening, I would like to introduce you to Kate Fisher, a senior at Woodrow Wilson High School who demonstrates outstanding character as well as strong academic success. Kate Fisher. Kate, don't move. A few words about Kate that was submitted by her teacher at Woodrow. Kate is one of the brightest students I have taught. Her work ethic and time management skills are far above her peers. She is committed to not only getting good grades, but understanding the material that she is studying. Besides being an excellent student, she is a talented dancer as well. In her busy schedule, she manages to participate in our school's theater program, and she teaches at a local studio. She is the Vice President of the National Honor Society, a member of the Tri-M Music Honor Society, as well as a member of the National Honor Society for Dance Arts. Kate will do the right thing every time. She will take the high road when no one is looking or if everyone is looking. She has a sense of self that is often not quite developed in people until they are much older. I have never witnessed her being anything less than lovely and kind to everyone, whether it's fellow students, teachers, or strangers. Kate is a leader in the classroom. She is frequently asked to do tasks that adults would find difficult. Kate completes them with success, patience, and joy. She is a great role model, not just for her peers, but for adults as well. Kate Fisher deserves any and every award that she receives. As you have heard from her teacher, Kate Fisher is more than deserving of this honor and acknowledgement. She embodies the pride of Raleigh County Schools.
Okay. Mr. Dillon.
If we could just make sure all the soccer guys and their family is in the room before we get started. You can have a seat or you can stand, just wherever you like. Okay, thank you. President Ford, board members, Superintendent Dr. Serena Starcher. It is my pleasure tonight to present to you and acknowledge 32 players and 4 coaches that stand before you tonight. These young men played for their coaches, their families, their peers, their school, their community, but most importantly, each other. 32 players and 4 coaches. They started out the year as a Woodrow Wilson soccer team. During the season, they had an unbeaten streak of 16 games. To win a state championship, you have to win 5 games in a tournament play. In the sectional first round, they defeated Oak Hill 4-0. In the sectional championship game, they defeated Greenbrier East 3-0. In the regional championship game, they defeated George Washington 1-0. In the state semis, they defeated Willing Park 3-2. And on November 9th, they defeated Hurricane in the state championship 2-1. On the year, they finished number 1 in West Virginia, and they finished ranked number 15th in the nation in the United Soccer's Coaches National Ranking. President Ford, Superintendent Starcher, board members, I present to you the 2024 AAA State Soccer Champions. And at this time, we'll recognize each person. I'm going to turn the podium if that's okay. So first up, number 0, Bryson Doss. Number 1, Ryder Kogar. Number 2, Jackson Gray. Number 3, Kobe Dillon. Number 4, Rylan Larraba. Number 6, Vince Umberger. Number 7, Michael Faya. Number 8, Ali Fargali. Number 9, Alex Belcher. Number 10, AJ Bishop. Number 11, Hagan Hall. Number 12, Jonathan Scott. Number 14, Tyler Rafford. Number 15, Jackson Schroeder. Number 16, Tyler Snyder. Number 17, Kofi Akan Ananon. Number 19, Mikey Camarillo. Number 20, Danny Stover. Number 21, Aiden Stafford. Number 27, Dylan Basconi. Number 30, Nicholas Foltz. Number 41, Noah Davis. Number 5, Preston West. Number 18, Tegan Kelly. Number 22, Maddox Morse. Number 24, Eli Logan. Number 25, Nolan Sider. Number 26, Drake Worley. Number 29, Josh Wilson. Number 31, Miles Davis. Number 35, Ian Mills. Number 42, Lincoln Cavanaugh. And our coaches for this state championship team, Assistant Coach Dave Laraba, Assistant Coach Tim Mitchum, if I'll call your name, if you'd come up, please. Assistant Coach Nate Robinson. Assistant Coach Matt Hilliard. Assistant Coach Mike Johnson. And Head Coach Mr. Steve Laraba. Coach Laraba, you want to say anything?
I just want to say thank you to everybody for the incredible season. Fellas, you guys were fantastic, and I appreciate all your hard work and dedication. Parents, thank you for your time, your support, your money, and all that. So thank you very much, and thank you to the board for having us, and we'll see if we can do it again. Thank you.
Miss Polly, do you want a team picture out in the hallway, or where do you want it at? You want it right here? If you guys will come up to the front.
Okay, moving right along. Dr. Starcher?
Okay, so Mr. Ford, board members, if you recall, we've been issuing a Difference Maker Award each month. This year's Difference Maker, you're quite familiar with. I'm going to read a little bit, and then it'll be given away pretty soon. This teacher regularly shows her unwavering commitment to her school and our community. While many go above and beyond, she exemplifies what it truly means to make a lasting impact. This teacher consistently shows her passion for our school and its success, and she does so with humility, efficiency, and a genuine desire to improve the educational experience for everyone. So here goes the big surprise, although I don't see her in here right now. She spearheaded the visuals for the celebration of the 100th anniversary of Park Middle School, ensuring that this milestone was recognized in a meaningful and memorable way for students, staff, and the broader community. Additionally, her proactive approach to improving the school's resources is evident in her successful efforts to write grants that have brought innovative materials to our students, fostering creativity and learning. Her dedication is also shown in moments of urgency. When asked to create the awards for this very Difference Maker program, Holly Kincaid not only accepted the task, but delivered in under 24 hours with quality and care. So Ms. Kincaid will come forward.
Moving on, delegations, agenda items, none. Non-agenda items, Linda Boyd. Is Linda Boyd in the room? Oh, okay.
I don't know why, but it always makes me nervous when I stand up here in front of everybody. Thank you for letting me speak tonight. I know it was unexpected of me, but I appreciate it. I also want to apologize for my seemingly unprofessional outfit that I'm wearing tonight, but that makes me a really cool teacher because we're in the midst of that Secret Spirit Week, and it was flannel day today. So anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys today about our preschool situation. I know that it's been spoke about before. I know that other people have talked about it, but I just wanted to put my 2 cents in. I've been around in Raleigh County for quite some time, and I've seen some changes happening that aren't necessarily in the betterment for our students. I'm going to pull my MacBook up here and hopefully it's working. Rachel Polly, please don't look at the screen on my MacBook right now. So I want to talk about the individualized education program, and we know that we develop those to ensure that a child with a disability is identified and that receives the specialized instruction that they need. For pre-K students, an IEP is tailored to meet their unique needs and help them reach specific developmental milestones. We all know this. We all know that's something that's very important. Creating an inclusive classroom environment is crucial for pre-K students with IEPs. This means integrating these students into the general education classroom as much as possible, allowing them to interact with peers and participate in regular activities. This approach fosters a sense of belonging and encourages social development. However, this is not happening in our classroom. Typical developing students are actually oftentimes cowering away from the students that are disrupting with their inappropriate behaviors. I personally have been kicked, pinched, bitten, had things thrown at me, and had students escape my classroom and run away towards outside doors. Teachers should provide the individualized instruction that aligns with each student's IEP goal. This is very important that that happens. Differentiated instruction, adapting lessons to meet various learning styles and abilities is what we all want to be able to do. Unfortunately, 3-year-olds with special needs need special attention, taking away from the ability to instruct what typically developing students are in need of. The ratios that are required are not sufficient. Hands-on activities, engaging students with tactile learning experiences, it's true that hands-on learning is what best suits these students. Again, it takes some effort to teach pre-K students on how to interact with one another. You just seem to get a grip on it, and we're introduced with new 3-year-olds. Maybe there needs to be some sort of transition classroom. I know there are laws and legalities that we have to deal with, but we need to do better. We have students that are in this particular school, Beckley Elementary, we have 2 preschools. We have 14 preschool students in the combined classes on IEPs. 8 of those are in diapers. And it takes everything that you have as a teacher just to keep up with that type of thing. Changing diapers, the students that are introduced after you have introduced to all the other students the expectations in a classroom. That's what we're geared to. That's what we want to do, is teach those students how to interact in a school setting. It's impossible to do with the ratios that we have in our classrooms. For instance, if you have a child that's dirtied their diaper and they need changing, you are supposed to have 2 adults in the classroom at all times. That doesn't happen. And then you have another child, the child that does not know how to sit still, that is running around the room. It's just something we need to really take a look at. Now, I know you're listening. I need you to hear me. I really do. These students deserve better. They deserve better. And we in Raleigh County can do that if we put our heads together and we really try to come up with a solution to make this happen. That's the purpose of pre-K, to teach a child how to react and interact in a classroom situation. And it's just too difficult. Like I said, we set the expectations. We get a group of children that are starting to know what they're to do and how they're supposed to react. And then suddenly, another child turns 3 years old and they are put into the classroom completely away from the situation that the other kids have already been accustomed to. So it's something I really think that we need to put our heads together and think about. I know, like I said, I know there are laws, there are restrictions that we have, but there has to be a way to make some changes. And that's all I wanted to say today. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, we have no unfinished business, no policies and procedures, consent items A, B, C, D. Is there any objection to approving those as a package?
No. I move we go approve the consent items as were submitted to us.
For a second. Motion moved and second. All in favor say aye. Motion carries. New business. Consider the approval of the authorization of board president or superintendent to execute and record the required notice of federal interest in certain school properties arising out of the COVID-related federal grants. Want to say something about it?
Mr. Ford, board members, this is in relation to the facility projects we completed that were in excess of $1 million using ESSER funds. This is a requirement across the state and nation, but we have multiple projects that we did use more than 1 million, so we're working with Bowles Rice to do this, and this should be completed by the end of this month.
I move we approve the authorization of the board president and the superintendent to execute and record the required notices for the federal interest in the projects that we did in Raleigh County.
Motion's moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Consider the approval of the purchase and installation of Prometheum, Board of Cole City Elementary, Shady Spring Elementary, Stanford Elementary, and Zone LLC, Rachel Polly.
I move we approve the purchase and installation of those boards and the schools that are stated in the minutes or in the agenda.
Rachel, do you want to say something? Okay. Okay. Okay, motion moved and second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. We don't mean to be rushing through, but we got an LSIC meeting. We're trying to get to it as quickly as possible. Consider approval of the 24-25 Southern Educational Service, Raleigh County Schools, 5 days, Spanish, second semester.
Board members, as you know, we have the Superintendent's Advisory Council that we established this year with students, juniors and seniors from our high schools. At our very first meeting, those students asked if we would look at a way to move away from Rosetta Stone as our mechanism for teaching Spanish. So we have worked with Proximity through the SCSC to provide a live teacher. She'll be virtual, but it will still be a live teacher 5 days a week for all of our students in Spanish 1 and Spanish 2, as well as Spanish at Beckley Stratton Middle School. This contract is just under $100,000, so that's for the semester, and we'll use program enhancement funds to do that. It's my recommendation that the board approve this for the students, again, in Spanish 1 and 2 at all high schools except Woodrow. Woodrow has Spanish teachers, so it'd be the 3 high schools and Beckley Stratton Middle.
Okay, y'all have heard the recommendation. Do you have a motion?
I move we approve the contract with SESC for Spanish for the second semester.
Motion moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Consideration of personnel. Approve superintendent's recommendations for personnel 24-25 school year.
My recommendation is as presented.
Y'all have heard the recommendation. Do you have a motion?
I move we approve the superintendent's recommendation as were submitted to us.
Motion's moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Approve administrative leave of an aide.
Amy Rife.
I move we approve the superintendent's recommendation of the administrative leave of the aide as was stated.
Motion's moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Approve suspension of an aide.
Lori Lepto.
I move we approve the superintendent's recommendation of the aide as was submitted.
Motion's moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Approve administrative leave of a bus operator.
You're missing one there. You're missing one.
Oh, we got another aide. Approve suspension of an aide. D.
Deborah Plumley.
I move we approve the superintendent, suspension of an aide as was stated by the superintendent.
All those in favor say aye. Okay, we're going to, I think it applied to the same person, E and F. Approve administrative leave for a bus operator and suspension and termination of a bus operator.
Billy Ray Lewis.
I move we approve the superintendent's recommendation for leave as well as suspension and termination of the bus operator as was submitted by her.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. That's all we have on our regular board meeting agenda. This part of our meeting is adjourned. Now we're going to move on to LSIC. Do you want to? Yeah, we'll take 5 minutes. Better run. 5-minute intermission.
Good evening, President Ford, Dr. Starcher, board members. Appreciate the opportunity to be here this evening. I've got quite a few people with me this evening. Great asset to our school, our LSIC members. I have Candace Krause, who does placement for us and for the county. I have Robin Walton, secretary at the school. I have Patty Anderson, who is a parent of one of our students. Joe Guffey, Tammy Tony, and Glenn Smith, who are at-large members. I have Tori Taylor from New River Community Technical College. I have Jay Quessenberry, a local employer, Tim Martin, a local employer, Joe Meadows, a local employer, Adrian Brellahan, our assistant principal, Kathy Moore, our counselor, and Kevin Boland, our adult coordinator, here with us this evening. Appreciate them taking the opportunity to be here. This evening, I just want to show you a little bit of what I've sort of reported before, and that's the success on our indicators for career technical education. And some of these reflect the school, and some of them reflect CTE within Raleigh County. But overall, as a county, we met 95% of the indicators that are given to us each year. 75% is what the state wants to be counted as proficient. We hit 95%, and under that, we were named as a Pinnacle Award winner from the Department of Education in one of those districts with similar sized schools. So that just reflects the hard work that our teachers do each year, and the people that support them. We just have it going on, and we're doing good work. So, and I appreciate the board's support. I have nothing but support from the Board of Education, from maintenance, from human resources. All of those departments really support us, and I appreciate everything that they do as well. The summary asked about what our major concerns were. The only indicator that we was challenged on a little bit is Raleigh County Schools had 8% of its secondary students complete a program of study. The state would like to see 10% of that. So within ACT, we more than met that indicator, but in the high schools, we have a little bit of a challenge, and one of the ways we're addressing that is we meet with those schools and we talk to them about scheduling and about best practices for getting students to return to those courses to make sure that they're completers. And we've already seen the fruits of that this year. We're going to have a record number of completers this year, and I feel like we're probably going to hit that 10% mark this year, which will drive that 95% up even higher. So that's a testament to our local schools, Mr. Stafford and his staff, working with us to help improve the scheduling and making sure students have that opportunity. The other thing that we identified is something we want to do is make an awareness of students across Raleigh County. I believe even Dr. Starcher's got a student advisory committee, and they indicated that they sometimes didn't hear a lot about us and about the opportunities for career tech with us or with their home school. So we're addressing that. Ms. Moore goes to the schools. She meets with all the 10th graders. We bring all the 8th graders to us. We bring the 10th graders who are interested. We've got a billboard that we get a lot of exposure on that billboard, and then our social media presence is pretty good. We have parent-teacher involvement through our events. You're aware of our Festival of Trees next Tuesday. If you're not busy at 5 o'clock, 5 or 5:30. If you show up, it'll be fine. But we have a Festival of Trees where we build a tree that reflects the program that the students are in. And that's always a good event. This year we had Tech or Treat, and we did a similar thing with sort of a tailgating thing, but they explored career technical education while they roamed through the school. And we had over 1,100 people attend that event. So we're working on making sure the community and parents and students know about us and what we do. What can the Board of Education do for us? Just continue your support. We're almost at capacity with most of our programs. We're improving on the ones that have been low, but everybody's increased this year, and we're at capacity. Probably in 80 to 90% of our programs are at capacity. 4 or 5 of our programs, we could teach 2 of those and still fill them up. So that's something we want to think about. But when you talk about healthcare, maybe instead of duplicating the healthcare, offer another one that would give different opportunities for our students. So we're exploring some things, and if you guys can support ever with staff and space, we would like to expand our adult education. We could do that if we had a building. where we could offer some of those classes in proximity to our school. So that's something we're exploring all the time as well. So at this time, I'll just entertain any questions or thoughts that you have.
One of the things you're not taking credit for, and every year, your pro class feeds us for those who worked in her, and they do an outstanding job, And I know you guys had a float in the parade the other day, another outstanding thing from your school. And it's just, you know, the festival is wonderful, they put there with the trees, but you're doing an excellent program. And the trailer you brought, the food trailer, if anybody hasn't seen that, what they did, I mean, that's awesome. It really is. It just shows all the trades together. And I agree with you. It seems like we have, and I think you'll see more of it, more people wanting to go into the careers at ACT than what we have room to offer them. And I'll tell you this, I was had some medical problems. I'm at Raleigh General, and once I got out of ICU, I'm on the floor. I had your instructor as well as some of your students waiting on me or checking care of me. Well, they couldn't take care of me very good, but I'm not a very good patient, but they did. They did a good job, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, thank you, sir.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, we certainly don't worry about ACT. You got a really well-oiled machine there. And speaking of your graduates, I had to have some electrical work done a few years ago, and it was one of your graduates that came to my house working for a local contractor.
All right. Thank
Well,
you.
everyone knows I have a soft place in my heart for ACT. I've always loved it and the work you do, and so very proud of it. And I will tell you that your tree in the festival trees was amazing. I know you partnered with Lowe's, but it was by far my favorite tree up there. And your Christmas float in the parade, that was wonderful too. So it's so nice that you're out there in the community and they see what you do. But if Dr. Starcher doesn't keep us in a long board meeting next week, I will be at the Festival of Trees.
Okay, I appreciate that. We got best overall entry into the Christmas parade, so that was another award for ACT and our students and teachers. And I do want to clarify something. The tree you saw was at the Wonderland of Trees. Yes. The Festival of Trees predated that by 5 or 6 years. So, yeah, we started first. It was, yes.
Mr. Peck, what are the hours for your Festival of Trees next Tuesday?
5 o'clock to 8 o'clock.
Till 8. 5 to 8?
Yes.
We can be there. And then, I know you didn't mention it, but Mr. Pack is also working with middle schools.
Yes.
Do you want to speak a little bit about what you're doing with our middle schools?
I will. We, as a county program, we wanted to increase CTE within the middle schools, career technical education. So we started out with career exploration. So every 6th, 7th, and 8th grader in Raleigh County has explored the career exploration. And over 3 years, they experience all 16 career clusters. But on top of that, we've added actual programs now. Project Lead the Way, it's called a Gateway program. And those students in 3 middle schools take aerospace, medical detectives, app development, computer science, flight and space. And those students will transition naturally into our Project Lead the Way at ACT and at the high school. And then the last program that we have, the middle schools, including Park, will identify at-risk students. Maybe they're not on track to graduate and they've already identified them in the 8th grade. We bring them to ACT, about 15 each day of the week, one from a different school, and we expose them to the programs at ACT. We also speak, you see Mr. Smid's room, he grows vegetables and stuff in there. We expose them to ag and some of the other career clusters so those kids know about the opportunities at ACT or at Woodrow or at Liberty, the other schools, and it gives them an incentive to do better in school because they know they have an opportunity. And we have much anecdotal evidence and a lot of hard data that shows these kids are thriving, and now we're seeing them. We did an orientation in our lobby, and we asked them to raise their hand if they were there in the 8th grade. There was 2 dozen at least that experienced us in the 8th grade and came back in the 11th. Well, thank you.
Anybody else? Thank you, and I'm sorry I forgot this was Bow Tie Tuesday. We thank you.
I'm gonna have to drop out and go, so I not want to slice your program or anything, or the other ones coming up in LSIC, but it's my first time out for a while, so I'm gonna call tonight, okay? Thank you, buddy.
I'm gonna pick up two little boys from wrestling practice here in a little bit as well. Good to see you. Please tell Dan and his family, tell everybody I said hello.
So is your team here?
Good evening. It's good to see you all. We had some of our folks with us. Miss Anna Ferris is here with us. A couple of our parents. I believe they wanted to get together and go eat dinner. Some of our soccer families that serve on our LSIC, along with Miss Hopkins that was with us. This is Miss Ferris. If you don't know Miss Ferris, she's been on the ground level of a lot of what I'm going to talk about in regards to our largest concern and how we plan to address it. For our major concern for the 24-25 school year, we really wanted to focus on establishing a benchmark that aligns closely with the game in which we're judged upon, which is the school day SAT. We've tinkered with some different things in the past, and while we felt like those yielded some good results and some helpful results for our teachers, gave us good data to analyze and take back to the lab, if you will. We're really excited about what we've started this year. I'd like to thank Ms. Hodges and Ms. Lowry, as well as, of course, Dr. Starcher for allowing us to be a part of that and allowing us to find something that we think links closely. So our benchmark this year, our fall benchmark, we tested 9th, 10th, and 11th grade students in ELA and math. We used Blue Book, which was a resource that is taken directly from basically the SAT website. So we are, if you will, practicing for the game that we'll be playing. And we feel really good about that, those results. Not only were they helpful for our teachers, but I think our parents appreciate that. One of the big carrots in high school as you get older, you stop rewarding kids with a treasure box, and anytime you offer them food or money, they'll listen to you. So for the money aspect, that promise scholarship is something that we try to hammer hard. And I think our parents see a lot of connection with our latest benchmark, and they appreciate what we're trying to do with it. In terms of identifying what the board can do to assist Woodrow Wilson High School, I kind of joked with Mr. Dillon a while back. I hate standing up and asking for things because there's so much going on at Woodrow, and we're very appreciative of that. It's not always easy in terms of operating in a construction zone, but our staff's excited, our administration's excited. We're excited about what we can provide for kids in our community over the next couple of years and thereafter. In terms of curriculum, what I've listed is just basically an expansion of the resources as we continue to find resources that link closely with the SAT. I think that's the best path forward, and we're excited to take those steps. One of the things I listed was the possibility of enrolling our students in an SAT boot camp. A lot of that test is just the familiarity with it, how it's set up, feeling comfortable. We think the more comfortable they are, the more successful they'll be. In addition to that, this past year was the first year that the SAT switched over from a paper test to a digital test. So anything we can do in terms of our benchmark or the SAT boot camp, we think our students will become more comfortable with that in time, and we expect that to lend to our success. In terms of staff development, one of the things that we're actually going to be doing on the 20th, schedule pending, if we have time in our day, I've already talked with Officer Wall, and he's going to do a recap of Alice, but try to incorporate a lot of the emergency response that is on the forefront of our mind on a day-to-day as we try to keep our kids safe. Personnel, we're extremely blessed. I'm very appreciative. I believe we're adequately staffed, and I know that we're getting ready to kind of crunch some numbers and look at that in the coming weeks and months from a personnel standpoint. One of the things that we would like the opportunity to do, if possible, is our after-school tutoring. We think that if we had the opportunity to take advantage of that, I think we'd have some teachers that would be immensely helpful. And a lot of that tutoring, again, would stay on that SAT readiness track. We're trying to kind of keep the main thing, and let that guide our focus. In terms of facilities, like I said, we're super appreciative of all the work that's been done. I believe the water line we can kind of see the beginning of the end with that. So that's a blessing. And then we're excited about what's to come. A couple of, I guess, athletic items. I mentioned our track surface, tennis courts there. I know you guys have the report. I won't read at you. One of the things that is, I think, maybe in our students' best interest, and I'm so blessed. I know you guys met Coach Laraba, or saw Coach Laraba again this afternoon, and we have so many coaches that spend a lot of their time, and so many dedicated athletes that, playing sports at a high level in high school, it is a commitment, and it's more of a lifestyle than it is an extracurricular. One of the things that I've mentioned is, the possibility of maybe looking to gym divider equipment, and what that would basically do is it would turn our gym into really 2 or 3 gyms at one time. So instead of having that last group, trying to get their practice in from 7 to 9 or 7 to 9:30, I think we could maybe be a little bit more efficient with time and get those young people home to their homework, home to their families. We still want them to be balanced. I appreciate their dedication, but time at home is important as well. One of the items that I wanted to ask Dr. Starcher and the board members to consider, we had a longtime football coach, Pete Colasurto, that dedicated much of his life to Woodrow Wilson High School, he and his family, his lovely wife. And right now we refer to our track as Pete Colasurto track. One of the things that I would like to ask you all to consider, and I'd like to possibly have your blessing on if you see fit, is naming our field after Coach Colasurto. So it would effectively be the Pete Colasurto track and field. He was our track coach, won several state titles, won a football state title in '77, his first year on the job. And we think that would be a nice gesture, a good way to honor Coach Cool, as we call him. Of course, Van Meter, that name is very important to our school, to our area. We would absolutely keep that. It would be Pete Colasurto Track and Field in Van Meter Stadium. And that's in alignment with kind of what you see on the college level. They'll name the field and name the stadium separately. So we just have your consideration on that. We'd greatly appreciate it. Some of our school's accomplishments that we've listed, and we had 57 Promise Scholars last year. We were very proud of that, very proud of that group. That group the year before tested extremely well. So, can't talk about them enough, even though they're on to better and brighter things. We had a National Merit student with distinction, and we had a National Merit semifinalist. Really proud of the work that kind of the lady that she gives a lot to the instruction piece, Miss Tina Calfee. We've got a fully certified math department right now, and we're extremely proud of that, and we know that will pay dividends in the future. So we hope to keep those people, and very appreciative of the work that Ms. Calfee and all of our staff has done to help recruit and retain people. One of those individuals is a former Woodrow Wilson High School graduate that we were able to secure and hire this past year, Ms. Logan Ragland. You know, those are the kind of people that we want, young people that are very well equipped, wise beyond their years, and very, very proud of no small feat in terms of finding 10 or 11 math teachers that are fully certified. Of course, we're working on implementing our PBIS program. Our Flying Eagle Band, a couple of those members were recognized tonight. Mr. Rigman's done a tremendous job with that. The band is growing, and it's not growing in a fake way. It's hard to grow your band and keep the standard, but he's done a great job at balancing that. I'm very proud of some of our athletic teams. Our football team made it up to number 6 in the rankings and made the playoffs, lost in the first round of Morgantown. Of course, our soccer team we honored tonight. Our Flying Eagle volleyball team went into the tournament as the state tournament as the number 5 ranked team. Our cheerleaders are participating in Saturday for a state title. You met Miss Kate Fisher. It's a wonderful representative of our school this evening. And just really proud of the work that our kids in our community are doing on behalf of our school. And one of the things we're really excited about, we're going to go to Cranberry Prosperity on December the 18th. We started what I hope is a tradition last year. I know Toys for Tots does such a wonderful job in our area. We wanted to do something on the school level, and we run it through our student council. We went to Mabscott last year, and we were able to provide, I think, 3 or 4 Christmas gifts to every student at Mabscott. We're going to go to Cranberry on the 18th, so if any of you are out and about that morning and wish to stop by, it's one of the coolest things that I've been a part of. I know we're busy and there's a lot of people behind me, but there was a young lady, I think she was a 4th or 5th grader, that sticks out in my mind, and we had the toys set up kind of by age groups, and she was looking at like pre-K type stuff, and I was just kind of like, hey, sweetie, you know, come over here and look at some of this stuff. She's like, I appreciate it, but if possible, I'd like to use my gifts on my little brother and sister. So we made sure that she was able to do that for them, and we took care of her too. Things like that, very excited about our student council. I know you guys have met Thomas and Rom several times. With that wetland project, we're very excited. Kind of an update. We got word that the winning bid came in low enough to where those 2 young men are going to have substantial amount of money that they've raised left over to not only complete that project, but maybe buy some nice signage, some nice picnic tables for that observance deck. So they were very excited to hear that this afternoon. Just like to say thank you before I'm done and field questions. I get to do our LSIC meeting with Crescent Elementary and their lovely principal. And so Crescent, Hollywood, Park Middle, man, they're a big part of what is great about Woodrow. And the work that they do, I'm very appreciative, along with Mr. Pack, of course, and the work that his staff. We know that so many of our students that are kind of on that border, like if we can keep them current with their credits in 9th and 10th grade, we know that if we can get them down to ACT, we know that they're going to find something that piques their interest, and then we know we have them. And so we're extremely blessed to work with Mr. Pack and his staff, but I'll take any questions that you guys may have.
I don't really have a question. I just want to say thank you. I know that Woodrow Wilson High School principal is not the easiest job in Raleigh County.
Thank you.
And I know the number of hours that you put in each and every day. So thank you for that. It takes a special kind of person to handle all of that.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm grateful.
It's a privilege. It's a dream job, and you know, you get to help kids from your hometown, and I appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate you saying that.
I know it's tough. And I love the idea of the SAT boot camp. I
Yes,
think
ma'am.
that's a great idea.
Yes, ma'am. We've done that before, and it's always been received very, very well. And again, our 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old students and their families see great value in anything related to that Promise Scholarship, anything related to, like, our counselors have been conducting FAFSA nights. A lot of our students will be first-generation college goers. So our counselors taking time out of their schedule and out of their evening with their family to meet with our families and help them navigate that. The FAFSA is one of those things that until you've done it, you just don't know. So it's a process, and I appreciate the opportunity to help them navigate that. It'll be in the morning. Yes, ma'am. It's usually mid-morning. I think last year we kicked off at Mabscott around 9 or 9:30. We're excited about that. On the 17th, we're going to be going to Crescent Elementary, Stanford Elementary, and Bradley, and like a traveling Polar Express. So Miss Schrader will take her choir students and our band ensemble, and that's a really cool event as well. Yeah. Yeah, we want the kids to be interested, but we're living in a world in public ed where we're competing. We're competing for kids and families, and we want second, third, fourth, fifth grade families early on to be excited about being at Woodrow. We want their parents to be excited about it, and I think it's one of those things that doesn't help us in the immediate, but 6, 7 years happens before you know it, and they'll be with us.
Mr. Stafford, I know you weren't here earlier, but I gave board members our enrollment since 2019 by school, secondary schools tonight, and in the 6 years, you've only declined 9 students. And I think that's a testament to what is going on at Woodrow Wilson High School. Many of our schools have lost far more students than that, and you've lost 9. And 9 is, that can come with just a couple families, moving in or out. So I know there are a lot of great things going on at Woodrow, but I think that's just a testament. The kids aren't leaving Woodrow. There are a lot of great things going on, and I know Miss Ferris, I saw her back there. I think she's your only teacher here right now, but I would just send back to that faculty and you. I know you mentioned your facility projects in your report. I know it's been difficult, to say the least, over the last few years, but you and your staff, you've just done a great job. It's like, it's going to happen, and you just make it work. So I want to thank you for that, and thank you for the work you guys are doing. So thank you, Ms. Ferris, for being here.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I saw somebody in the ditch out there at the wet project today.
Yes, it is currently a ditch, but they're starting now. So
Yeah.
it's exciting. Spring will be here soon, and we'll be excited to see the progress.
Yeah. Thank you, and thanks for everything you do.
Thank you.
Okay, Crescent.
Tough act to follow, huh? Okay, I'm Bethany Stafford. I'm the principal at Crescent Elementary. So good evening, Dr. Starcher, President Ford, and board members. I'm going to introduce my LSIC team to you this evening. I have Mrs. Ringwald, Mrs. Yeager, and Mrs. Scruggs. They are all teachers at Crescent Elementary School. I have Bobby Warden, who is one of our bus drivers. Charity Correll couldn't be here this evening, but she is one of our aides in the building. Parents, I have Tori Tussey, Jenna Roop, and Sue Akerd. My at-large members, I have John Jordan. He's the pastor at Calvary Church. I have Adam Justice. He is with Beckley PD, and he was also our DARE instructor this year. So it was, when he was in our building, I said, hey, you can be on our LSIC team. And then Kelly Young, who also is one of the Chick-fil-A managers. So I'll start off with the first page and kind of go over where we're at academically. You can see on the first page that we have grown, which is exciting. We are so excited to present this data to you. In math, we are 80% proficient, and that is up 3% from the previous school year. In reading, we are 67% proficient, and that is also up 3 percentage points from the previous school year. And then in science, we are currently at 51% proficient, and that is up 5 points from the previous school year. So we are really excited about that. When we spoke as an LSIC team, we talked about our major concerns for this year. Those 3 concerns were safety, parking, and playground. I'll go into detail of that soon. But to start off, I wanted to say thank you tremendously to the board for providing Promethean boards to our school this year. We love them. We use them religiously. It has been a tremendous asset for us to have those Promethean boards. So I wanted to say thank you for providing those this school year. Staff development, we do feel like the county provides adequate staff development, and we feel very confident in the staff development that is provided. However, one of the aides on the LSIC team did voice that she would like to see more people CPR and first aid across the county if possible. Personnel, of course, everyone always asks for more personnel. We could always benefit from more employees, but we are adequately staffed per county and state policies, and I want to say thank you for the most recent addition of an additional aide in pre-K. That was much needed and very appreciated. Facilities, I want to start off by saying thank you to the safety upgrades. We now have a steel set of doors in the gymnasium where there was not previously doors, and we also have a steel door in the office. So thank you again for those safety and facility upgrades this year. So these are the things that we talked about that we think Crescent Elementary could benefit from. The first one, I won't read it all verbatim to you. I know you guys have the report in front of you. But the first one is security cameras. You know, we just need a security camera upgrade in our building. At the front of the building, we also talked about how we could benefit from some privacy film just because of the location of our building. That would be beneficial to have, just that two-way privacy film where you can see out, but you can't see in. The office location, we talked about how we can update that. We talked about how we could update to a more the appropriate safe school entrance that many of our new schools are built with, or even move the office location from its current location to an open classroom currently. So those are a few ideas to update the office location. Parking. Anybody that has been on Crescent Road or has came to a Crescent Elementary event knows that parking is an issue, and Crescent was built many, many, many years ago before parking became a problem. So we kind of brainstormed on this, and there's really not a lot of options. We are really thankful that Cross Point Church across the street does allow us to use their parking lot. They've been very gracious anytime that we have anything going on, that basically their parking lot is ours, and they have opened their arms to us in that sense. However, even though that is a parking lot that we can use, it's a very strenuous walk. If you've ever walked from Cross Point Church to Crescent Elementary for an event, that hill is not easy to walk up. I've had, you know, some older ladies and gentlemen that have came to sporting events, and there was one lady in particular that stands out that we had to sit her down because she was, you know, having a hard time breathing from that strenuous walk. So we brainstormed, and although there's not a lot of space to expand necessarily, if you look at the front of Crescent Elementary, we do have a large grass area. And, you know, many of the new schools that are built in today's world, you know, grass is not really something that's needed. Parking is needed. So we talked about, I know it would be a tremendous project, but we brainstormed and presented, you know, the idea that grass area could be turned into a parking lot, which would be much more beneficial than the current, you know, grass area. And I'm sure the custodians would appreciate that too. Staff restrooms, we only have 2 single staff restrooms in our building. There's often a line whenever staff are trying to, you know, use the restroom on their planning period or in between the breaks that they have. And on the new addition side of the building, there is not a staff restroom. So that was also presented as an idea. There's currently a student restroom right there, and the adjacent wall we thought possibly could house an additional staff restroom on that side of the building. And then the last one is our playground. So our playground is very outdated. If you've ever, seen our playground, I don't know how old the equipment is, but I would guess it's at least 15, 20 years old. The mulch spills over into the parent pickup line. It doesn't look nice. We do pride ourselves on having one of the best elementary schools in the county, and of course, I think that our playground should reflect that. So I'm asking for, a possible playground upgrade from the board, if possible. Our biggest accomplishment for this year, we are so excited that we have climbed up 4 spots, and we are now ranked as 12th in the state of West Virginia, according to Elementary School Digger rankings. This is up from 16th the previous year. You can see that we did increase our proficiency levels on the first page, and of course I have to say, go Chipmunks. And then the last, summary is Crescent Elementary is a National Blue Ribbon School and a School of Excellence. It is a recognized prestigious elementary school in the county and the state, and Crescent deserves to look the way it performs, inside and out. Security and facilities should be top-notch, and I ask the board to please consider making these facility and safety upgrades to make our school continue to be a model school for our community. Thank you.
Any questions?
Oh, I just have one comment. I think it's amazing that your math scores are higher than your reading scores. That's not typical.
Yes, there is a discrepancy with that, and that is something that, as a data person, I was a former math teacher. I always look at data and I dive into it, and I have looked at that and said, that is interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah.
But yes, I will have to say, this time last year I was only in the building for a few months, but I can speak confidently now that I've gotten to know everyone in the building. I am staffed with a tremendous staff, and they work so hard each and every day, and I'm just so proud to be the principal at Crescent Elementary.
Well, and again, I think it's great. It's just unusual.
Ms. Stafford, thank you, and as always, wonderful job, Crescent, the work that you're doing with your students. It's very evident in how you're performing, or how they're performing, so thank you for your hard work day in and day out. I'm going to forgo speaking about any safety matters this evening since this is live streamed, but in terms of the playground, I would encourage you, I don't know when the playground grants are due. Ms. Colvin is back there. I don't know what the due date is, but I would encourage Crescent to submit a playground grant and submit, obviously some ideas of things you would like to have there at Crescent. I think is she back there? She is. What's the due date, Ms. Colvin?
We're in January since we're still finishing up the 24th.
Okay, so they'll be due in January. Okay. So, and if you have any questions about those, please reach out to Ms. Colvin. She will help you as you put that together, okay? All right, thank you so much.
Oh, and hello, John. I didn't recognize you. We thank you for coming. Thanks for all that you do at Crescent. Okay, welcome, Crescent. Before we get started, I'm sorry, Hollywood. Before we get started, Crescent's gone. Mr. Eric.
Ford, board members, Dr. Starcher. As you all know, we do have a beautiful campus award every year, and we break it up in programmatic levels. And we do have 17 elementary schools, and I'm happy to announce that as far as ranking beautiful campus for our elementary folks, Hollywood has been recognized as second place for most beautiful campus out of 17. Ms. Shoup and her staff, they do a great job with their campus inside and out, and hey, he does a great job.
Okay, it's all yours.
Good evening. My name is Sarah Shoup, and I'm proud to be the principal of Hollywood Elementary School. And tonight, I have my fabulous LSIC team. They are Emily Myers, Alicia Adams, and Rebecca Meadows are my teachers. Service personnel, Rachel Weiss. Parents, Courtney Buchanan, Bethany Whited, and Jessica Hill. My community member from Pioneer Community Bank, Mr. Tyler Gossett, and my at-large members, Sheriff Jim Canaday and Mike Baker. As you can see on your paper, Hollywood Elementary School, we scored an 80 in math, which stayed the same. Our reading score came up from a 72 to a 76, and our science score came up from a 53 to a 58. And our math score was also higher than our language score. And I feel like we pushed math. I mean, we really pushed. Although we pushed language too, but math it seems like it's our major concern for this school year, maintaining those top test scores. Maintaining top test scores is always a concern, and as you know, once you get to the top, it's hard to stay there. That is our focus. But my main concern this year is attendance. You can't teach them if they're not there, and we are pushing that. Our plan to correct that is there in front of you. We do incentives every day, incredible attendance. Each teacher does that in their classroom. We do 9 weeks incentives, semester incentives, end of the year. This year, I've really tried myself, my extra 1%, I call our absence list personally every day. If the parent has not already reached out to us, I call to check on those kids to see where they are, see what's going on. And I do believe that is working. The second month attendance report, we were at a 94.1. For the third month, we were first place at 95.2. So I think that does make a difference. And now some of our more chronic absence, they see my number pop up and they instantly, hello, they're not here, I'm sorry, we had a, I mean, they don't even give me a chance. But, yeah. But I have been trying to call them daily. To assist us in providing a high-quality education, with curriculum, we do appreciate your support in implementing our standards, and we would just appreciate the continued support. The purchasing of the simple solutions, the scholastic news materials that you all provide ensures our ability to provide instruction for our students. We appreciate that. Staff development. The staff at Hollywood, we will continue to use information gained. We are happy that the curriculum team meetings are back, the innovation team meetings, the math mats, the TIS is coming in to train on the math mats and the Schoology, the iReady coaches that have come in to train our staff as well. And we have benefited from all of those trainings, and we appreciate you guys providing that for us. With personnel, we are fully staffed. We have no personnel issues at this time. Our facilities. Our school is in great shape. I appreciate everything that is put into our school, and I can honestly say, maintenance, purchasing, those guys are fabulous. It seems like anytime I put in a work order or ask for something, before I even hit submit, they're there. And they have just been so cooperative, and they are so wonderful to work with. Mr. Wisnett and his staff, and Mr. Daniel and his staff, I cannot tell you enough how great they are to work with. They are excellent people. The only thing, we are in need of a new storage building. I have no idea how old our storage building that houses our lawnmower and equipment, I don't know how old it is, but it is rusting through and the floor is falling through.
So I would like to see a new outbuilding for our equipment. Hollywood Elementary is ranked the #1 elementary school in Raleigh County, and we are #7 in the state. We are excited about that, and this is attributed to our excellent staff, our wonderful parents, and of course our fabulous students. Hollywood Elementary is a great place to be. So we would like to thank you for your continued support, and we just appreciate everything that you do for us. Thank you. Nah, I don't take any credit. You're only as good as your people, and my people are hands down the best. They make me look good.
Well, congratulations to all of you, your whole team. Anybody else have any questions?
Questions. I would just say thank you, Hollywood, for the job you do every day, and Ms. Shoup, and Mr. Pennington. Yeah, the Hollywood is always clean and well organized, and students are on task. So, and staff is working. It's Mr. Ford used the term well-oiled machine earlier, I think, or maybe it was Mr. Stafford, but that's just Hollywood. You're just always doing what you're supposed to be doing. So. Or what you know to be doing. So thank you for the work you do, and just, as I say at the beginning of the year, it's hard to stay up there, so just stay steady and keep growing. I know it will. Thank you, Ms. Shoup, and staff.
That's like passing the baton, right?
Okay, Mapscott. Would you mind introducing your team?
Yes, I will introduce my team. I'm Beverly Weiss, the principal at Mapscott Elementary. This is Tammy Runyon, my assistant principal at Mapscott Elementary, my right hand. She is back with us this year. I have Lindsay Hudgens, Miss Deanna Lilly. I have Brandon and Crystal Yost. I have Deb Olson, who is one of my parents. I have Adriana Boone. She's one of my teachers. I have Hillary Lewis. She is a teacher plus business partner with Francie's Sweets. I have Anthony Helton, who is also a business partner with Anthony Thomas Trucking, and Michaela Hilton. And then I have also Shasta Akers with Access Health, and Samantha Polly, who is my CIS liaison. That whole little section. Then I also have a couple little cardinals back there and one future cardinal. Are they back there somewhere? They're hiding back there. Okay, but they're here as well. All right, so Mapscott Elementary, on the first page I have all of our data and information for you. In 2023 for math, it was 39% and we grew to 40%. In 2023 in reading, we were 34% and we moved to 41%. Science, okay, science. In 2023, it was 28% and we moved to 17%. We know that is a need and something that we will and are working on and we are addressing. All right, for our already benchmarks, we were 43% in 2023. And in math, and for this year we are 45%, so we're staying steady. And then for 2023 in reading, we were 53%, and then we are 54%, and that is beginning of the year benchmark. So we have definite room to grow, and we will continue on our journey. And some of the things that we are doing to make sure that we are continuing on our journey. That is making sure that our walk to intervention is running smoothly. Everybody in the school during that grade level period of walk to intervention is doing groups, doing the instruction. That's including the classroom teacher, also has small group instruction going on at that same time. So that way everybody is either working on catching up or enriching and moving higher. Everybody gets small group instruction in reading and small group instruction in math, and they are working on their levels and moving up or moving higher. Our curriculum, we absolutely love Do the Math. We love the math mats. We love the training that they did. We love our curriculum specialist. She came, Wendy Peters, and she did a phenomenal job. And then we actually did a training with our parents. Wendy was a part of that, and the parents loved it as well. One of our curriculum requests, they have a reading version of the math mats, the reading mats. And they are really, really expensive, so something that a school, a lone little school could not take on itself. However, with the help of the Board of Education, we probably could get some reading mats for our school. So we just wanted to throw that out there for you. For our parent trainings, not only did we do the math movements, we are also doing a reading training this December, and we're teaching the parents how to help their kids at home and with reading. Specifically, we're giving them books, and then we're also doing a fun little craft with each and every parent and student. Something fun for them to do, but educational. And they really do enjoy having that. It's going to be an ornament. They love to have that to take home with them. Okay, and personnel, I have that listed on the paper for you, but I am going to move on to other parts, but it is there for your reading, okay? All right, for staff development, the in-house trainings at the beginning of the year is a huge request for our school. We hardly saw them at the beginning of this year. They were out so much, and they were out at different times, and it was really hard to have our in-house trainings all together. We actually had to end up grouping 2 different groups together to actually get the training done that we need to do to make sure that we are all consistent at our schools. So we are requesting to please make sure some of the beginning of the year trainings to please stay in-house. And we know that we do have to do some things out, but we would like to have some more in the house. ECAT curricular training. We already have curriculum training monthly. We would love to see something similar for ECATs because they are expected to do instruction. They are expected to know curriculum. And they are no longer just somebody who is working to do the paperwork and the copies and the agendas, as an aides used to do. They are actually part of our instruction now. So to be beneficial, they really need to have the same training and that our teachers get to go to and be privy to. All right, let's go back to personnel because I do want to say one thing about personnel. Our school, it truly takes a village, and when I go through our celebrations, all of this is because the village we have at Mapscott Elementary, from our partners that help us in the community, to our churches that help us, to our CIS liaison who find if we need something, if we need a bed, we need clothes, we need whatever, pillows, blankets, food, she finds it, she hunts it down. Our social worker does the same. Having Miss Runyon back this year has just been absolutely unbelievable. Didn't know she was so missed until she was gone. No, actually I did. And my teachers, like the support staff we have, Access Health, Miss Shasta, our FMRS, all of that is my personnel, our personnel at Mapscott, and it is what makes Mapscott work and is a great place to be. All right, so moving on, and you can read all my other personnel stuff there if you'd like. Facilities. Parking is a major issue at Mapscott Elementary. If you've ever been to Mapscott, if you're fortunate enough to find a parking place, that's because I have a lot of people absent that day. Or you're just now catching in between one set of people leaving, like Access Health, FMRS, the nurse, and another set coming in. We have 29 spots and about 39 regular employees. We don't have enough parking. We park in the grass, we park in the road, we park on the side of the road, we park in the neighbor's yard. We park anywhere we possibly can park. at Mapscott. And there's also, we had the discussion last year about the tree. There's one tree in the front of Mapscott, and this is my 17th year, believe it or not, for those of you that's been with me all the way through. This is my 14th year, at Mapscott Elementary. And the tree was never an issue, didn't even talk about the tree for years. But as I've been there for the 14 years, I keep seeing the damage that it's actually doing. And if you haven't been there to see the damage, then you don't realize it is damaging the area. It is raising up the pavement. The roots are raising up the ground. The ground did not used to be hooves like it is now. It was flat. And if the roots are going this way, then it's also going towards my foundation. It cannot not be going towards my foundation. So it is a huge concern for me. Not only if it was down, we'd have more parking if we have pull-in parking, but it's also a huge concern for me to the damage that it's doing to the front of our facility. Okay. All right, so the best part I'm saving for last. All right, Mapscott Elementary should be removed from the naughty list from the State Department. We were CSI ATS designated 3 years ago. This is my 3rd year right now. And we were placed for the subgroup of children with special needs. Now, based on everything that we have looked at, I say the word should, and it is put on there, we should be removed from the naughty list. Number one, we don't like being on the naughty list, and I do call it the naughty list because it is. We have raised, and we have raised a lot. From 22-23, we were 12.5% in our math special ed group. In 23-24, we are 17.86 in our math special ed group. All right, for reading, we moved from 8.33% to 21.43% in our special education group. All right, but what you really need to look at is the beautiful collars with those check marks. The check marks is what makes the difference. Those percentages can go up, but if I do not have a check mark, then that's not a good thing. And we do have all check marks in every area that we needed to have a check mark. So we were super excited about that. We have not heard anything official because they do not do that redesignation. I guess they haven't done it yet, but we are hoping that we will no longer be the CSI ATS school, is our hope. All right, and our attendance also is moving in the correct direction. When I pull this, we are 93.7%, and we moved from 26% chronic absent to 22. And then when I actually pulled this day before yesterday, it was right at 18%. I know it says 16, but day to day, it fluctuates. When I looked at it yesterday, it was like 18% chronic absent, which is a good setting. And our goal is actually 22%, so we're actually beating our goal. All right, some additional information, and then I'm finished, I promise. For the Beckley Area Foundation grants, we have been pleased to get $3,342 in grants for our Teacher First grants. We also got $1,000 from Max Toy Fund, one of the few schools that actually applied for Max Toy Fund. They changed the model as to how they're doing Max Toy Fund now. And you actually have to apply for the grant, and we were blessed enough. Miss Polly was awarded that money, so we were super excited about that. We are also blessed by Arch Cole, Friends of Cole Lady Auxiliary, Hilltop Baptist, the Federal Prison, Unity Church, Faith Community Church, other individuals. We are covering students, 135 students for Christmas this school year. 135 students will receive Christmas because of all of our partners. And then also Mr. Brian Hilton of Greenleaf Brokerage. He also has done donations to the school as well. And he, I don't know if y'all saw pictures on our Mapscott Facebook page, but all of the pumpkins, the massive pumpkin truck load that was unloaded, that was also donated by Mr. Hilton. That's all I have. Thank you. Yes. Yes, we did. We had a set number that we knew that we needed to cover still. And Miss Sam actually did Walmart orders and got them covered to cover the remaining students that we needed. So it was beautifully done. Yeah, and very well managed.
So what's your student population?
Right now I'm at 220. Yes. 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 Yes, and Ladies Auxiliary also, they take care of our clothing closet along with the Ball Foundation. But the Ladies Auxiliary comes in a couple times a month actually to our clothing closet, looks to see exactly what they need. They go out, they find it, they get it, they bring it back, they organize it. They do an absolute fantastic job. They do. Any questions?
No, I would say too that the improvement in your reading scores with your special ed's amazing. I mean, that's
Yes.
absolutely, I mean, that's a heck of a jump.
Yes, and the Sunday program that special education teachers are using now, it actually reminds you of like the old school phonics program. What is Shirley and what is the phonics program that we were what? The Shirley language, and we took out the phonics program forever ago that the teachers used to use. It reminds me a lot of the old school. Open Court. Okay, it reminds me a lot of the old school phonics programs that we used to teach kids. The old school stuff, you know, that we were taught with. And the Sunday, I mean, it hammers phonics, and the kids does an absolutely wonderful job with it. And I truly do. Miss Reeves and Miss Gonzalez are my special education teachers, and they both got trained in it, and they do a
It's
wonderful job with
amazing.
it.
And I would like to say
Yes.
too that I recently had the privilege of hearing your mascot choir. They were amazing.
Yes, they were.
Mrs. Weimer does a fantastic job, and they were some of the most well-behaved students that I've
Aw,
seen in a
thank
long
you.
time. So they were fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Weiss, as I've shared at principal meetings, we will return many of the beginning of the year days to the schools, so that shouldn't be a problem. You guys can start thinking about what you want to do at the beginning of the year. But in terms of those mats that you asked about,
Yes.
you just moved in front of Miss Reeve. I can't see her now, but
I'll move away if it means I'm getting something.
no, I will share that one of your fellow elementary schools is Title I.
Yes.
Use Title I funds, I believe, to purchase those mats that you would like to have. I don't know the cost of them, but it's a smaller school than you. So I know they use federal dollars to purchase it. So you might work with Ms. Reeve and see if you guys can do that. I don't know that we're planning to purchase those this year. I've not seen that come through. But if not, perhaps you can purchase some at the school level.
If we end up having spring money, absolutely, that would be fantastic. Some spring money, that would be great.
I just
Thank
thought
you.
I would add that. If you want to see them, they're at Marshfort.
Awesome, thank you.
This, but publicly, I'd echo what Dr. Hutchins said about that improvement with special ed. That is great. And then I think your attendance, the chronic absences, that's worth mentioning for me. You said your goal is to decrease from 26 to 22. You were at 18, and I know that can fluctuate from day to day, but that's a huge improvement. So whatever you're doing to address
It's a teamwork from all of
your
these
attendance,
darlings
keep it up.
and everybody at home watching, because we know
Absolutely.
they're on the live stream right now.
That's right.
Yes.
We're pushing as a county, but
Yes.
we can only do so much from our office. It takes all of us. You said
Yes.
earlier it takes a village. It's going to take a village to
Mhm.
improve our attendance, and I just thank you for everything you're doing.
All right, thank you so much.
Very welcome.
Thank you. Okay, Dr. Harris, it's all yours.
Okay, good evening. But everybody's tired. Maybe I'll just go fast and get everybody out of here. Okay, so first I'll introduce some of our members that are with us tonight. I have Mr. Mark Martin, my assistant principal, Ronna Lubich, and Laura Shoup are with. Oh, there you are. Okay, they slipped in late. They helped us with our food tonight, so they did a great job with that. Terry Blake is also with us, 7th grade social studies. Mary Keene, who is a county bus driver. Megan Legursky beside me as a 7th grade parent, but also my chair. Rebecca Meredith, 8th grade parent. And Lisa Bennett is here tonight representing Access Health. So, if we run through the summary of our LSIC summary, the first thing in there is performance measures on general summative assessment. Of course, that's always a concern to increase test scores. And, over the last several years, we've had good success with that. We continue to perform above the county and the state, and we are seeing some increases of that. So from 2023, we went from 44% proficient to 45, and in reading went from 54 to 56, and science remained the same. So, as you look at it statewide, I mean, that's, we perform pretty well, but I don't think we're satisfied with that, and you can't really be satisfied with 40s and 50s there. So we want to have high expectations, and we can try to strive for higher than that. So, even though we are showing some small gains there, we're definitely working to improve that and get more students, a higher percentage of students on proficiency. So, one of the concerns is always addressing those different subgroups. Looking at, children with disabilities, there's over the last several years, we've seen an increase of our special education population, our economically disadvantaged, also multiracial, Black and African American subgroups. And, but continuing with using the I-Ready program and targeted interventions and focusing on these groups, we are showing some success. So if you look at the school digger rankings, as a school, we're 15th out of 169 students, or 769 middle schools. We're number 3 in the African American students achievement, number 5 for multiracial, number 8 for low SES, and number 14 statewide for special education students. So we are focusing on these different subgroups and really targeting those, and we're seeing some success there. But we want our overall test scores to increase as well. So another thing that another way that we're addressing that, we've implemented the PBIS program, and that's both helps with classroom management and overall student behavior, encourages students to do well on their class assignments. One of the posters is there beside you with the PARK, P-A-R-K, positive attitude, accountability, being respectful, and keeping it clean. So we want the students to take ownership in the school and really have a positive impact on that, and take pride in the appearance as well. So we are seeing some improvement. That our test scores, or not test scores, our behavior and discipline referrals are down about 20 to 25% from this same time period last year. So it's maybe a combination of the things. We are trying to increase those interventions and making counseling referrals and using the zone and using these different targeted interventions here to address those. So we want to keep students in school. We don't want to, we want to decrease those out-of-school suspensions. We want to keep them here so, they can improve, that both helps the attendance and also helps with test scores. So as we move down, some of the needs, to continue to assist for a curriculum, and I mentioned this every year, and is, the participation with ACT. And I think, this is one of those programs that also helps with those students that I mentioned up here. Some of our at-risk students and special education populations, some of these in attendance problems. You know, it's they love that. They love that one day a week where they go to ACT and participate in those hands-on activities. So, you know, that's, you know, any kind of programs that you can continue to keep in place or that I think is definitely beneficial. We didn't have additional requests for staff development. Personnel, I did make a note on there about a cook when I initially submitted this, but we do have another cook now. So there was a lot more students eating breakfast and lunch, and it's a good thing. And so we do have 3 cooks in place right now, and it's made a huge difference. So I do appreciate your assistance in getting that person in here. So really, I guess the biggest concern is continues to be with facilities. We've had some huge improvements like this room and our computer room next door, and it's been amazing. I mean, this is an excellent room for this type of thing, and a classroom and our maker space behind us. So I appreciate your help there getting these areas remodeled. And I know that the gym's moving, so we can see it, and we can see it slowly, but you know, that's been a struggle, and this is 4 years without a gym, and you know, those poor 100-year-old seats down in the auditorium have just about had it. So you know, that's been our, you know, all-purpose room, and it's been our gymnasium, and so we're trying to keep that patched together and get through that so we can transition in the gym. But you know, just keep us in mind there, and anything you can do there, I appreciate that. So you know, some of the things we're proud of, you know, in addition to our test scores, I know you got the opportunity to listen to the Park Centennial slideshow that Ms. Kincaid presented. That was an excellent thing. I mean, I think it was when you plan that, you don't know if you're going to get 5 people or 500, but I think we had just the right amount. And you know, Ms. Shoup and Ms. Lubich were 2 of those that had been here a long time, and some of my more veteran teachers. I'm not saying they're old, but they've been here a while. They've been around a while. So we've been here. We've talked about that, and we've talked about that for several years. We knew it was coming up, and you know, this school has a lot of history, and there's a lot of people from the community have gone through here. So you know, we thought, okay, this is a good year to do that, and we had some ideas, and it was great. I mean, it was a great thing. And Ms. Kincaid also had created the ornaments from the machines back here. We had T-shirts, we had some food, we had the governor made an appearance. So it was a great evening there. So I think it really worked out well. Okay, I'll mention that there, Tim. Okay. You know, another accomplishment was, and I'd already mentioned it about the discipline referrals, so, you know, we continue to focus on that. So, you know, we're down almost 25% overall. You know, there have been a couple issues there, but overall is what we're looking at, so there has been an improvement. And then our fall sports have, you know, we had soccer and cross country were county runners-up. Our volleyball and cheer teams were Raleigh County champions. Football team was 3rd. So we still have a lot of good participation there. So, you know, a lot of support. So Ms. Legursky did mention, you know, one thing that maybe consider in the future for like a facility upgrade is windows. And, you know, for the old building, I think there are some that have difficulty closing and locking. So that may be something just to keep on the list there for future reference. Okay? Anything else? Well, yeah, you know, I have to, you know, I hand it to our custodians and everybody, and while we put that last little piece on there, keep it clean, you know, everybody participates in that, and we try to instill that in our students. If they make a mess in the cafeteria in the hallway, they pick up the trash and clean up their table, and everybody does their part. So, you know, everybody wants to to keep the school looking nice. Okay. Okay, I think that's all. Do you have any questions?
Well, I know you are the last school. I want to say thank you for hosting. I know we originally thought we would be in that gymnasium for this meeting. Then we thought we could go to the auditorium, and that didn't work. So thank you for making this work and for all the organization tonight and the delicious meal. It was amazing. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. It was amazing. So, really, thank you. And on Mr. Snuffer and Miss Smith's behalf, they needed to leave for a couple different reasons, but they also expressed their appreciation. The tour, not the tour, the Centennial Celebration, it was amazing. I loved watching this video when I was here. And then I want to commend the students. I had a student I know take me on the tour, but students were providing tours that evening. Our tour guide, Elise Butcher, did an amazing job. She showed me where the old cafeteria used to be. You know, the students learned the history of the school. I just thought they did an amazing job. I've made myself a couple of notes, so let me. The full-time cook, I wanted to make, you knew that. And then I appreciate Ms. Legurski mentioning the windows. I hadn't been made aware of that, so I appreciate you bringing that up. I appreciate that. And then, like I said to Woodrow earlier, I can't stress enough how much we appreciate Dr. Harris working with us, and the staff, but most importantly, the students. The students have not had a gymnasium. So whether it was PE class or athletics or whatever it may have been, you guys have been troopers, and we appreciate that on the part of the board. I don't want to speak for you, but I'm confident you feel that way. As I look down the facilities, in closing the breezeway, I'm not sure. I think you know that we're doing phase 2, so that will address this. We do have a pre-construction meeting scheduled for next Thursday, so that project is getting ready to get up and going. So you're going to have it on both sides here, the gym and the demo and everything. So it's going to get even crazier here probably, but it'll be worth it in the end. So thank you for your patience. And we'll hopefully wrap it up soon. So thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you all for coming. Meeting adjourned.